Ulit ko po, dito lang po tayo ang mga lahat nakatayo sa gitna. Kami po ay nanginig luhod.
John Alvarez na pag napatalsik daw po si VP Sara through impeachment nga po, magtutulak daw po kay former President Duterte to run again for president in 2028.
Good luck. Siya ba magwa-vice kay dating Pangulo? Siguro malamang tatakbo siyang senador or vice kasi parang ganun yung premise eh. So good luck po. Pwede naman pong okay lang naman po yun. Pwede siyang tumakbo. Baka ewan ko, baka lumaban din ako. Para i-oppose yung mga bad na pinaggagawa nila ngayon, kahit di ako manalo. Pero anyone can run, anyone can file for any position naman, basta qualified po. At saka number one na criteria po, dapat Pilipino. Siguro susunod na criteria, dapat mahal nila Pilipinas.
Yun ang concern lang, Attorney Gonzo, no? Lalo na sunod-sunod yung mga cybersecurity issues sa Pilipinas, lalo na yung NBI na hacking na lahat ng nag-apply ng NBI clearance from 2014 to 2021, lahat ng data nila nakuha na ng hackers.
Wow. Kaya ang daming yung scam.
Sa text. So,
Yeah.
ito may tanong sa inyo. Some groups are hiding and using party list to win but not qualified. Paano raw sila mawawala?
Ito ngayon ang magandang gawin sana ng COMELEC. At mag-push po kayo, mag-email po kayo sa COMELEC o kaya mag-Twitter kayo at COMELEC. Mag-Twitter kayo doon. Na mag-demand kayo ng debate ng mga party list sa first nominee lang para po talagang harap-harapan na malaman na natin kung sinong bugok. Para malaman na natin sino dito marunong talaga ito na yata ito, talagang ito yun. O kung sino itong pulpul ito. Mamimigay lang ito ng pera sa amin pero ito ang uupo. Dapat may ganun na ang COMELEC. I think they're also trying to figure that out kasi nga ang dami din naman namin ng party list. No? The other thing that you can do is, kung tingin mo talaga hindi yan siya qualified, kung for example lang dual citizen siya. Pilipino siya pero sa totoo lang ay is holding a British Australian passport, di ba? So pwede po ninyong questionin yan. At that's to cancel their list, their name in the list. The other thing is, tingnan nyo kung kailan ba yung party list na yan binuo. Dapat ang COMELEC nag-publish din yan ng listahan. Kung kailan pa yan, since what year ang registration yan. At since what year ang alleged nila na they were already functioning. Kasi, it's possible na yung number one nominee nila ay hindi qualified. Because the Party List Act requires that the nominees should be members of the party list at least 90 days before the elections.
Yes.
Now, for example, they were government employees, di ba? Let's say up to February 10, obviously less than 90 days siya, di ba? Sa May 12 ang election, di ba? You can question that. Or, ginawa yan sa amin na naman ito, Pasyo Pinailan niya ng cancellation itong si Dr. Ilagan. Sabi niya, hindi daw member namin for at least 90 days. Anong proof mo? Paano mo alam na hindi member? May records ka ba namin? Di ba? Parang, mahirap yata i-prove yan na hindi kami member. Hindi ba? Kasi internal yan sa party Pero kung talagang, for example, dual citizen, o kaya empleyado yan ng gobyerno, di ba? Up to a certain date, kailangan before 90 days. Kailangan before May 12 ay 90 days before that, nag-member na siya. Pwede nyo i-question yun. Pero magpa-debate na ang COMELEC. Magpa-debate na.
Actually daw dapat magpa-debate na raw sa mga party list first nominee. Para mahirapan ata kayo pag kakausapin si Attorney Gonzo.
People voted for P3PWD number 8. Kalahati mo yan, PWD, may mga sakit, seniors. Wala kaming budget for 3 years. Sarili naming pera. Binibigay namin sa wheelchair lahat, pa hospital. At 3 years, pero ginawa namin, nag-organize. Kaya now, as far as Marawi, meron po kaming supporters, awa ng Diyos. Pero apaka-unfair ho talaga sa mga constituents namin ito, na ang batas pala, ginagamit lang pala yung batas kung pabor sa kanila.
Hindi kasi parang mamimili siya kung sinong uupo, taong bayan na yung namili kung sinong uupo bilang kongresista.
That's correct. The word is, he is now, has the power to veto the will of the people. Di, ano ito, utok, ano ito, hari ba ang nag-govern sa Pilipinas o demokrasya ba ito o ano, may hari ba? Kasi yung hari, isang sabi niya lang, hindi, wala na yan, cancel na yan, delete na yan. Hindi naman po, demokrasya po ito. Kaya yun pong aming petition, we are still hopeful. Meron po naman pong 3 months. At pag hindi po talaga kami pinag-uot dyan, dahil yung Secretary General mismo, hindi niya kami officially hinarap at nag-agenda. He is liable also under the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act.
Yeah. Attorney Gonzon, matagal na kayong nasa politika, no? At I'm pretty sure meron kayong mga kilalang meron kayong mga hindi naging nakasundo. Speaker of the House, meron ba kayo nabalita ang ganitong nangyari before na yung Speaker of the House ayaw niya yung binoto ng tao tapos hindi niya pag-o-open?
Hindi. Kahit na yung kay Duterte na ano ba yun? Si Speaker, sino nga yung batchmate ko sa Ateneo? Yung Alvarez?
Alvarez.
Oh. Si Pantaleon? Hindi naman, wala namang ganitong issue. Ang nagka-issue noon, dahil yan, kaya nila ginawa yung rule na yan noon, ay nagka-issue ngayon si anak ni Justice Velasco ay tumakbo laban sa kay Congresswoman Ong Shaco Reyes ng Mindoro. Yan. At hindi pinaupo si Ong Shaco Reyes dahil hindi daw siya naka-oath ng affirmation sa speaker. Sinabi nilang ang proclamation ng COMELEC ay hindi pa yan totoo na makakaupo ka. Kung hindi ka nag-amen dito sa amin at nag-oath of ceremonial oath ka sa speaker. Kasi nung araw, wala naman yan, misas Wala yan. Nung nagsimula ang demokrasya natin, nagsimula ang mga House of Reps na yan, wala yan. Noon lang yan time ni Velasco versus yan nga, si Congresswoman, the late Congresswoman ng Ong Shaco Reyes of Mindoro. Kaya, napalitan yan. Since then, ginagamit na ng mga speaker bilang extra power nila. Pero hindi po dapat.
Pero hindi pa
Grabe naman yan ka-unfair.
Yun ang hindi namin maintindihan kasi wala na oposisyon. Kung halimbawa, kung speaker ka, kung gusto mo mawala ng oposisyon, huwag mo nang pag-oatin yung mga... kasi,
Palagay ko po yun ang tingin niya sa akin Kasi specified me. Kahit na hindi na nga ako ang representative, okay naman ako. Okay naman ako na, hindi naman ako Diba? Walang problema. I humbly accepted the decision of the Supreme Court. Pero talagang he mentioned my name. For as long as Guanzon is in P3PWD, umalis daw muna ako dyan. Sir naman, ba't yun naman kami paalisin dito? Pambira naman kayo. Di ba may freedom of, may constitutional rights naman kami to association? Mag-member kami ng aming mga party list, that's our constitutional right.
Leo, but of course they revealed my real name na. I'm Alex Distorpo, and I'm one of those few people who have not really received a formal notice coming from the HOR. They just posted my name sa media, and that's the only time I was made aware that I'm included on those 40 social media users that are invited by the House of Representatives on their probe about fake news. So, since wala akong natanggap na formal invitation, I asked Joey to show it to me, and I found out that the purpose as to why they're having the probe to begin with is due to the privileged speech of Ace Barbers, labeling all of us as narco-bloggers, Pogo Pay, and Bagong Makapili. There is no discussion as to what constitutes being a Bagong Makapili, or there is no proof showing that we are paid by narco politicians or even Pogo. I myself has no any link with Pogo operators, so how can I possibly be paid by them? So that's the first question I raised on one of my posts sa social media. Secondly, biglang nagbago. Ang privileged speech ni Ace Barbers ay about ngayon sa narco-bloggers, Pogo Pay, and Bagong Makapili. But then eventually, they changed the subject matter to fake news, which I myself is irrelevant. Why? Because in the first place, I am not writing news. I am writing my political opinions, which is within the constitutionally protected speech natin. So yun, tinatanong ko din, dapat they should clarify what really constitutes fake news and how does it differ to political opinions. Because if they regulate fake news by targeting us who are only writing our political opinions, they are indirectly suppressing our freedom of speech. Tama? Kasi they are converting our opinions as news. So that's the harm that I have seen sa probe ni Dan Fernandez about this subject matter. Secondly, Maria Ressa, a Nobel Peace Prize awardee in 2021, she was caught lying in the international media saying that ABS-CBN has 11 million employees. Why is she not invited? Her inputs, her knowledge about fake news sana ay the best tool for the HOR to craft better policies or to regulate well the use of social media platforms or experience. Secondly, last year, Richard Hidarian, he posted that by December, the ICC will arrest former President Rodrigo Duterte. It did not happen. Does that constitute fake news? Now, if it does constitute fake news, why is Richard Hidarian not invited by the HOR? Ito yung point ko. If the HOR is really serious on their probe about fake news, why are they only targeting pro-Duterte voices? So this, I think, in my own opinion, is a targeted political maneuver. We know for a fact that within the week, the SecGen will transmit the impeachment raps against VP Sara, the 3 impeachment raps against VP Sara. Secondly, just this week, Linda, they declared food emergency. And just today, the Supreme Court notified Speaker Romualdez, Chis Escudero, Senate President, and the Office of the President to comment on the petition filed by Attorney Vic Rodriguez and Congressman Ungab about the GAA, the blank spaces. Now, if you look at the timing, it's very blaring. They are trying to silence us so that we would not be able to write about all these important issues. So this is not just about what we did right now, the filing of petition in the Supreme Court is not evasion of, or we're not evading accountability. We are fighting them because we don't want to be ruled by felons. You know what I mean? Because kanina lang, ang ano ni Joey, ang letter pa lang niya, contemptible na. So is that their goal? To contempt us? On their invitation, ang sinabi nila, we will invite you because we need to hear your knowledge about the subject matter. Now, how come na ang maging basihan nila ay yung sa for contempt is yung letter ni Joey? If they really want us to share our knowledge about fake news, then dapat, di ba, they should hear us. There should be no threat of us being cited in contempt. We are private individuals. We are not politicians. We are working on a daily basis. So with them detaining us or with them setting us in contempt, they are also cutting our ability to earn. Or they are suppressing, aside from suppressing our freedom of speech, they are also parang attacking our our personal life. So yun lang, because we are private individuals. So, for me, to wrap up everything, this is a targeted harassment. This is a targeted political maneuver. And this is not really about fake news probe because they already did this in 2017, 7 years ago. They should have, implemented better rules and regulations now, but they did not. So now they are sparking this conversation again because they are trying to hide or conceal something that's better or more important than what we are currently facing.